All right, that should be good enough for that. Now, let's go ahead and put a wash on this bottom one. Since we haven't put any extra uh, detail marks in here, what we're going to do is take some pure Van Dyke brown. We're going to thin it out to where it looks almost like ink, and we'll use that as a wash and put over top of that. Now we're going to use a much wider brush to do that, and this will be easy enough to read. It's just a 5/8 brush. This one's a little stiff. Let me find a different brush for that. I want this to be smooth, so I'm going to use a watercolor brush to do this with, and this one is just a simple artist loft brush. It's not an expensive one. It I'm using a simple process here of taking some black paint. That's my Winsor Newton paint. Very little of that, and then I'm going to add some Van Dyke brown in there, and I'm making it a very ink-like consistency. Okay, to see what that looks like, I need two hands. And let me put this down so I can quit being like a 2-year-old trying to hold everything in my hands. All right, so what we have here is a very ink-like consistency. See how easy it flows and how it just moves around. All right, that's what you want. You want that to be very fluid, very uh, liquidy. Okay, so let me get y'all back down here, zoom out, and as you'll see, we'll go back down in here when I keep that very loose and I go over this, it just adds a shadowing to it. And it's not heavy, it is very light. But what it does is, darken it up. You can also do the same thing with any transparent color. You cannot do this with white. If it is an opaque color, and white is one of the most opaque colors, it's going to come out stark white. But if it's a transparent color, then you can do it. Now you can use sort of the same process with white to make different effects, but to lighten up something, it's going to not do what you want it to do. Now we'll let that dry. If we need to, we'll put another wash on top of it. Go in small layers. Don't keep going back and trying to add more and more of the wash at the same time. Because let me tell you what happens when you do that. If you're using a mineral spirits to thin it out with to do your wash, like I did in here, it's going to penetrate some of the paint that's in there. And as you keep brushing on it, you're going to start to brush off what you've already painted. And you don't want that. So as you can see, we got one more place to do a little bit of wash on. And I'm going to let that dry first because we added some more details into it. Then the surface of it, it will get some wash, but you're going to see a different technique for the wash on that. I'm going to coat it, and then I'm going to actually take a piece of paper towel and I'm going to get rid of where I don't want the wash so that it looks like it's highlighted. All right, and we'll get to that process in a while. But that is one of the lessons for today. Okay.